heard the old saw about those who fail to learn from history. Well, those who do learn from history, it seems, are also condemned to repeat it. You'll see what I mean here in Gold Rush, San Francisco, where the city burns down frequently, 5 times in 1 year, as a matter of fact. Now, the richest man in town at this moment is Sam Brannan. He made his money not by panning for gold in the river, but by selling supplies to the poor lumpers who do. Mr. Brannan, I presume.
Yes, Mr. Goldchase, the new attorney in town. You're very punctual.
Thank you. I've been looking forward for some time to this meeting with you, sir.
Pleasure's mine, to be sure. Let me offer you a refreshment. A toast to the honorable men who come before the bar.
I don't find it seemly, sir, to celebrate the patrons of saloons.
I meant lawyers. Though they often have an unsavory reputation, they do serve an honorable profession.
There's honor among thieves.
You have a very quick wit.
Let's hope you're not half right.
How is your practice, Mr. Goldchase? Are you able to find sufficient work?
Oh, yes.
I know how difficult it can be getting started in your profession. It takes time to establish contacts.
You mean knowing which palms to grease?
We needn't be so blunt about it.
I've been retained by a client, and that keeps me quite busy.
Excellent. I'll be interested to see how your case progresses.
I'm sure you will.
Let me make myself clear, Mr. Goldchase. If you intend to have a successful law practice around here, you'll need to know the direction that blood flows. Now, I hate to sound crass, but as you know, I'm in a tough political fight to retain my seat on the city council. My campaign costs are greater than I shall ever earn from the job, and that means simply I need contributions, generous political contributions from the people who use and profit from the services of government. That's what keeps me in office.
I understand perfectly, Mr. Brannan, but I'm not here for political favor.
If not, then what? Are you planning to sue me?
You're very perceptive, sir.
So you're here to size up the enemy, so to speak.
I'd like to think I'm here to confer and advise him before he becomes an enemy.
I see. You want to advise me on the lawsuit you're about to bring against me, is that it?
Yes, that would be true. I'm sure there's a way to avert a crisis.
And that would be to give in to your client's every demand?
I was hoping we could find a way for you and him to work together to resolve his grievance without having to resort to a judge and all the cost of court proceedings.
And pay the fee to you instead.
I can be the third-party mediator.
Hired by him.
If you match his fee, you can ensure my impartiality.
And you get paid twice. What is the nature of the charge against me? Do I get to know that before I make a decision?
It has to do with the fire, sir. One of your subscribers.
To the Fireman's Fund?
Yes. He claims you violated the terms of your own contract by failing to take rudimentary steps to prevent a fire from destroying his premises.
The court has already established a limit on our liability if a place burns down despite our best efforts.
My client alleges that you made no effort to put out a fire on the neighboring property and only responded when the fire spread to his place. And by the time the fire wagon arrived, it was too late.
Was the neighbor a subscriber?
No, he wasn't.
Well, there you are.
Where? Where are we?
The neighbor wouldn't pay. We have no legal obligation to fight his fire.
Don't you feel any sense of social responsibility to help someone in a crisis?
We can't. We have a business to run. The business of helping people in a crisis, but firemen deserve to be paid to earn a living. They undercut their own wages if they ever go out on a mission of mercy. That's not heartless, that's business.
My client's contention is that you should have put the fire out on the neighbor's property as a precautionary measure to protect your subscriber. He feels he deserves to collect for damages now.
This is a perfect example of why we need the law requiring that every property owner must subscribe to the Fireman's Fund.
That bill might have had a better chance for passage if yours weren't the only fire company in town.
I will admit, it does sound rather self-serving of me to push legislation that benefits me financially, but how many fire companies can a city like this support, no matter who owns them?
How about one company, owned by the city government, that fights all fires equally and doesn't discriminate against anyone?
Don't be preposterous.
This lawsuit I've been asked to prosecute would have never come up if the city had owned the fire company.
Your client would have sued the city instead of me.
No, the city-owned company would have put the fire out before it spread. Furthermore, a city-owned company is cheaper in the long run because it doesn't have to make a profit to justify its capital expenditures.
That's called socialism, my friend.
You may have heard of it. It's a sinister substitute for the social contract.
I can sympathize with your position, sir. It's hard for a man to understand any point of view that threatens his own livelihood. Believe me.
Socialism is an insidious conspiracy with its promise of something for nothing. Free fire protection. But the public appetite for that sort of thing is insatiable. If you give the people free fire protection paid for by increased taxes and bureaucracy, what will they ask for next? Free medical service?
Row, boys, row for California shore. There's plenty of gold, so I've been told, on the banks of the Sacramento.